Hello guys, it's the Tarot Queen Jamila, and I'm here to do the general reading for the Leos, okay? So I'm going to do the Deviant Moon Tarot spread, but I'm going to be using my Pagan Tarot deck. I actually found the card that I lost, so I'm so happy to be using these again, and I'm planning on breaking these in. By the way, the other tarot deck that I use is the Deviant Moon Tarot deck. And you can actually purchase that deck and this deck on my website, okay? So I'm going to do a 10 card spread for the Leo. And so we'll be looking not at love specifically, but if I see any love cards, I'll call them out for you if I can sense that from the reading. So we're just going to call out to the spirits for the Leo. And definitely made contact. We're going to look at what's going on presently, the past, what's in your subconscious, your secret desires, what's hidden, what's to come, what surrounds you, what kind of energy is surrounding you, what is the influence of others, and what spiritual forces are at play. So what is the spirits trying to tell you? And then you'll get a final outcome, Leo. This reading may not resonate with all Leos. I do recommend getting a personalized, more in-depth reading. If you want a personalized reading with me, go ahead and look in the video description box, and you'll see my PayPal email, my email address, PayPal info, as well as my website. Okay, we had a card turn over, and I'm going to put that to the side. You got the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so this is when you're wasting energy on something that's burdening you, that's not going to do you any good, okay? Usually some sort of conflict with several different people. And I actually had been doing research on that card because that was one of those cards, because it means a lot of money, prosperity, but it means that you do have some burdens that's taking place right now, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and lay it out. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at these cards, Leo. So again, the Seven Pentacles wanted to be seen. Just letting you know that there's some conflicts that's kind of, creating a burden. It's kind of not, it's kind of like, just something that you want to kind of leave the conflict alone, okay, with that pentacle. And it's really a burden. It's just a heavy burden. So, but let's look at your first card. So card number one, you got the Four of Swords. So that's a really amazing card. The Four of Swords is when you just got done with a battle. You're taking a rest. You're taking a break. But you are ready if you need to be. So that's typically what the Four of Swords is in this. So this is presently where you're at. In particular, the swords, again, is all about perception. But the Four of Swords in this particular deck means drawing on all mental resources, searching for a solution to a problem. So right now, Four of Swords in general, in the general tarot, is, taking some rest after a difficult period, after some sort of conflict. Now I'm seeing in the past, you got this Six of Pentacles. So this is some excellent luck, money, this is an excellent money. This is an excellent manifestation number. Okay. So manifesting love, money, whatever. Okay. So I can see this for your past. Could have been the recent past, maybe sometime January, February. Pentacles is typically kind of maybe winter, fall, maybe spring. So probably spring or winter. The Six of Pentacles is resolution, reassurance, problems left behind thanks to others. So there was a resolution to some issue that you had in the past, okay? For you to go from that to being at the Four of Swords, you know, kind of denotes a little bit of, you know, things were a little bit better in the past, or maybe that was an obstacle that you overcame. But the Four of Swords is where you're drawing your mental resources. So it's kind of like you're taking a break. You know what I'm saying? So that's a really good thing for you to do. What's in your subconscious? You do have a court card. Okay, so this is the initiate of chalices. So this is the Knight, I believe. The initiate is the, I'm sorry, that's the Queen. So there's the Queen of Cups is in your subconscious. Very beautiful card to get. She's very nurturing. She's very in tune with nature. Very understanding emotionally. Very advanced emotionally. So this card could either represent you or another person, because this is a court card. The blue that she's wearing, you know, represents her energy. She's just a very, you know, light, airy, you know, very emotionally together person. So let's look at what she means in the maturity of emotions. So it looks like, you know, there's definitely some subconscious growth. You know, there's some maturity, or either there's, you know, someone else. So again, with a general reading, you know, I mean, it could be you or someone else in your subconscious. Typically it's you. Your secret desires and wishes, you did get the Seven of Swords. So you know, this is really weird for this to be a secret desire and a wish. I mean, who would wish for the Seven of Swords? This is someone behaving unethically. You know, this is, I mean, it's weird, you know, for you to get the Seven of Swords. But again, this is the pagan deck. So we're going to be looking at a totally different meaning. So this is why I have to keep this little booklet. And don't just try to, I mean, honestly, Seven of Swords is accepting the unexpected, positively welcoming even that which comes from those around us. So your secret desires is to be able to deal with adversity a lot better, to not allow things to kind of throw you off, okay? So, you know, this card really says a lot, especially with the, you know, things coming up. I mean, this is just, you know, dealing with unethical behavior. You know, obviously you're dealing with some sort of unethical behavior around you. So no one wants that kind of, you know, influence, or no one desires that. So for you to be getting this card, you know, this card is, you know, basically saying that, you know, you are, you know, standing on guard, and that you are accepting the obstacles. And especially being the Seven is that it's kind of like you're going with the flow, you know, especially with that definition. Let me read that definition again. They give you such small definitions in this little bitty thing, and I wish that they would have, you know, because it's accepting the unexpected. So you want to be able to deal with things that are kind of thrown at you a little bit better, is what I would say, instead of kind of blowing up. And that is the personality of the Leo. The Leo will do that. So the Swords is conflict. So you want to be able to deal with conflict better. Okay. So it's kind of like you're sharpening your skills or something when it comes to that. And that's really good. You know, you want to be able to perceive, you know, when your enemy is coming next. You know what I'm saying? Now, what's hidden is the Ace of Wands, but it was organically reversed. So that's really weird. Okay. Now in the upright position, the Ace of Wands traditionally in the tarot means, you know, the essence of wanting to make a baby. This is like a twinkle in a man's eye because this is a masculine card. Okay, because it's the fire energy, which is masculine cleansing energy. But let's look at what it means in the pagan tarot deck. So we've got the Ace of Wands. So this is new beginnings, personality, spiritual epiphany. Okay. Now for some reason yours is reversed, so just be on the lookout for that. Hidden forces, you know, it seems like there's some sort of, you know, some sort of issue within the masculine energy. You know, maybe maybe you do want this new beginning, but there could be some sort of blockage. I hate to say, because it did come in reversed. So if you're dealing with something, which it definitely looks like it, you're going to be dealing with it. And it could mean that it could be some sort of secret being kept with you involving, you know, some sort of new beginning, or it could be that you're on the verge of a spiritual epiphany, you know, and, you know, maybe it could mean that there's some, you know, some energy that you may need to go ahead and reverse, you know, because maybe you were on this spiritual epiphany and then it kind of knocked you off a little bit. So just to remind you of that, you know, because I don't really want to read too much into why it came in reverse, because there is no reversals for this. So, you know, maybe there's some sort of delay in your new beginning or something. Again, you have to do a personal reading now. Events yet to come, you got the Five of Wands. So this is some sort of walking away from a negative, conflicting, competitive situation. And the Five of Wands traditionally not in the pagan tarot, but in the traditional tarot, it is overcoming some sort of competition, you know, some sort of romantic competition is what it means specifically. So anytime it shows up, it doesn't matter. It means romantic competition. Doesn't matter, you know, if you're, you know, if it's going to be 2 years from now, that's just what it means. So you can look forward to that. I would say sometime overcoming, you know, and you know what you have is you have 4 people behind you. So there's actually 6 people in this card. Okay, one person is already walking away, and they're wearing different colors. And, you know, the 2 people in the front are walking away from a situation. In the pagan tarot, it means energies that are wasted, inability to coordinate or concentrate. So in order to overcome it, you've got to walk away. And you can see the woman is waving. Some things you are wasting your energy on it. Stop wasting energy. And what this card means is that you are going to walk away. The male and the female are very symbolic of alchemy, because typically in a romantic situation you will have, you know, 3 and it causes an imbalance, you know, all of that. And the wands is very masculine, forceful energy. This represents, you know, the man absorbing, sort of neutralizing, cleansing and purifying the energy. And then it looks like, you know, she's sort of, you know, purifying her own way. So they're both dealing with it, but it looks like they're walking away, and that's really good. So just keep in mind, don't waste your energy on conflicts anymore. It's just, and it's real important for you to overcome that. You know what I'm saying? It's real important for you to just walk away. Your environment is the Ace of Chalices. So this is a really beautiful card. I love the illustration. This is the flow of emotion. So you've got some really positive emotions that are flowing to you, that are around you. And I believe that this is, gonna come because it's gonna, go around in a circle, and we're gonna close out the month with your final card. So I do get the sense that once you overcome, this competition or this obstacle, and just kind of walk, not even competition, when you don't waste your energies when you walk away, as illustrated in the card. There's people trying to start stuff. I mean, if you look really close, the person is just, they're really just, causing a lot of issues. So you just want to walk away. But right here is where, you've got the dolphins. It's a new beginning. So in your environment, you're going to have a new beginning this month. And even right now, I would say those are the energies around you, Leo. So that's really good. This is new beginnings, of flow of emotions. Okay, so you've got a really nice new beginning surrounding you. Now, how are others influencing you? The Ace of Pentacles, another new beginning. So you got a lot of aces, which are really, really amazing. Especially after the difficulty, and now you're just kind of, you've got your armor. You've got something, knife under the bed. You're currently sleeping with a knife or something under your bed, kind of, you're content, you're peaceful, but you're just ready for action, in case. Ace of Pentacles is new beginnings, and things are beginning to take shape, so that, others are helping things take shape for you. Okay, so that's pretty good, and that's stability. The Pentacles is your, foundation. It's your earth, so that's a pretty good card. Now, the spiritual forces, you did get the Three of Swords, so this is indicating some sort of personal relationship involving the heart. It could indicate some sort of love triangulation, some sort of spiritual love triangulation, someone getting hurt in that situation. Might be a warning for some of you Leos. I don't see anything terrible happening because your final card is a really good card. Excuse me. I would say that you want to get a personal reading, but the Three of Swords in the Pagan is emotions that don't allow you to think, doubts of the mind. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Don't doubt yourself. Okay? You got to be strong, and you can see that there's, people purposely trying to screw up your perception of yourself, which is what the Swords is about. So you want to just, don't allow that to happen. You can overcome that. And your final outcome card is the Novice of Wands. So the Novice is a literal person. Typically of male energy. So Leos, you might have a friend come around, or some male, either it could be a woman, but a man or a female is going to take appearance, okay, in your life. This is a court card, so this is a literal person. And it could stand for you as well, Leo, but I'm seeing someone, I'm seeing a person with that card, and what it is maturity in confronting obstacles. So it's going to be a very mature, a male or female, typically of masculine energy. The Novice is comparable to, I believe it's the Knight. Yes, it's the Knight. So this is a messenger that's going to, come. This is either a messenger or a person, a literal person. I would say, anytime this month, maybe to close this month out as an outcome, of this struggle that we can definitely see in here. But, again, you can definitely see the overcoming of whatever it is. Definitely got some secrets that are going to, something's being hidden. Okay, Leos, just to keep that in mind. Anything specific, I'd have to do a personalized reading. But for you to get this one, this is a really good card. This is comparable to the King of Wands, which is the father. Not the king, but the Knight, which is kind of like the knight in shining armor. You know, something is getting ready to kind of sweep you off of your feet. This is a positive change in your life, okay? All right, so that's going to do it for this reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. Make sure that you subscribe, thumbs up, and leave a comment. Also, if you want a more personalized, more in-depth reading, definitely look in the video description box for my contact info. You can PayPal me at queenjamila941@gmail.com. You can also send me donations, okay? I take donations. If you don't want to pay for a reading and you just want to send me a donation, you can definitely show your patronage. I will beg, okay? If you enjoyed this reading. And so, because some people just want to get the readings from, you know, the channel, and you can definitely become a patron. You can also go directly to the channel and click support this channel, you know. Also, if you just want a personalized live reading with me, you can also go to my website, www.thedivinemommy.com. All right, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful month, and I'll be back with your 5-card love reading, Leos. Okay, namaste.